Hi YouTube friends, this is Pliosaurus here. I just thought I'd get in a real quick one. It's what I think is a pretty cool piece, well, at the same time, pretty disappointing piece. But since there's not much to say about it, I figured I'd get a real quick video in, because it has the potential to be pretty cool too. Now, I've mentioned chunkasauruses in the past, which is a term for a fossil, whatever kind of, it doesn't include trace fossils or anything like that, a bone which has been destroyed or just part of a bone to the point where it is unrecognizable to some degree. Some people consider a chunkasaurus something that's anything that's unrecognizable down to beyond a family or species or something like that. I don't agree with that at all. I think a chunkasaurus would be something that is just in such bad shape that you really just can't you can't confirm anything about it other than, of course, where it was found. Now that's how a lot of them start. A chunkasaurus can be part of a larger find where that means that somebody knows exactly what it is, but during the sales process, somewhere along the line, either somebody loses track of it, doesn't believe it, kind of changes it for some reason, or it just gets lost in translation. But which is just a shame, because in a lot of cases chunkasauruses do originate being known exactly what they are. Now this is something, again, I would normally never buy one, but here we go. I got this because it is pretty thoroughly understood as a pliosaur bone. Obviously, it is the arm bone, the upper part of the paddle. It's pretty clear that's what it is, but it's still technically considered chunkasaurus just because of the way it looks and the damage and so on. But it is still recognizable. So I kind of considered it on the fence there, but I love pliosaurs, and I think it's still recognizable enough. Now this comes from the Kimmeridge Clay Formation, which is a massively marine deposit site. It has, I can't say this for sure, but I would guess that it's one of the best in the world for certain kinds of marine organisms. There are 7 I believe these numbers are correct. There are 7 kinds of crocodilians, marine crocodilians, basically, including, you may have heard of Dacosaurus, which has been nicknamed Godzilla, and Metriorhynchus. That's a whole family, Metriorhynchids, but Metriorhynchus is a species also, and that was featured as kind of like a side character or side animal in that BBC Chased by Sea Monsters in the Jurassic era, which is, of course, the Kimmeridge Clay is a Jurassic site. Now, aside from having that massive number of crocodilians all in the same place, relatively same time too, there can be differences in the levels, the layers, but like they're all going to be Jurassic, and plenty of them are going to be overlapping. There are 5 plesiosaurs, which is pretty good. That's a pretty high number. But crazy thing is there are 7, count them, 7 pliosaurs, which I think is just, I don't know if there's any other site in the world like that. Pliosaurs, I could be wrong, but they they seem to be less common than a lot of the other marine reptiles around. There could be many reasons for that. It could it could be the fact that there were less of them, because they were, in most cases, they were the apex predator, so there's always going to be less of those around than the prey. So that could be a major part of it right there. But there's also a number of other things. I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that the fossils are more delicate or anything. As you can see, they're perfectly fine, robust. They're not going to be any more delicate than anything else. So I'm not exactly sure why they are harder to find, harder to come across, both bones and teeth, but they are, unfortunately. Now, also, there are 7 different known ichthyosaurs. Now, that's pretty amazing for one site. Again, I couldn't tell you if those are all from the same time. For all I know, those animals could all be alive at the exact same time and all swimming around each other, interacting, which that's just mind-blowing. I mean, any site, even if we only know of it, like 1 or 2, like plesiosaurs or something like that, obviously it's going to have many more that we just don't know of at the time. But if we know of 7 plesiosaurs, then that probably means that there's going to be a larger amount around than a site we know of being 2, even if we know that both sites are going to have possibly significantly more than the amount that we know. So, very cool animal. Normally, like I said, I would never get a chunkasaurus, but I think it is very cool. If you look at this, you can tell that this was pre-fossilization. The way it's so smooth, the grain, not the grain in it, but the holes, the vessels and so on, you can definitely tell that this was broken off before it fossilized. Now, I mean, especially this right there. I don't know, it doesn't appear to be for any particular reason that I know of. Like, it doesn't look like it's from a bite or anything like that. It could have just, I mean, any number of reasons a bone can break. Bones are much more likely to be damaged post-fossilization, but, I mean, it's just a bone, so it can still easily break. Now, this part up here bothers me more because that's post-fossilization weathering. This could have been sticking out of some clay like that, and so it weathered down there, not down here, because this was still covered. It could have been exposed to water more. There's other reasons that it could have been worn down too, which is a shame, because this seems, it's hard to tell, but it seems like it could have been near the end of the bone on one side. It's totally round, except it's just starting to get thinner and flatter right there, but that is enough where the bone could have been just that big right there. So this could have been the end before it started to wear away, and it makes it kind of ugly there, but it's Pliosaur. It's big, and Pliosaurs are awesome. So that's just what I'm gonna stick with right there. That's why I got it. So thank you for watching. Leave me some likes, subscriptions, please. I will see you next time.